Welcome everybody. It's exciting, a hot day, but we've got exciting news that will hopefully cool your woes here today. I'm Danny from Funraise, and there's probably a good chance, at least I'm even seeing from the names in the chat here, that we've met, whether it's on one of the monthly NATO webinars, maybe it was in Long Beach at NATO itself, or perhaps we've even chatted in the past about fundraising strategies at your Y. I'm also joined here by our CEO, Justin Wheeler of Funraise, as well as Nick Thornton from Daxco. He's the chief of sales there. Thank you both for joining us today. We're really excited. My goal is to keep today's remarks short and sweet because I think we all know why we're here, right? Today, a YMCA is going to receive a $25,000 investment into their community. So what that means is we're going to be drawing a winner here. But before we announce that, I do just want to recognize a few things. Every YMCA here today has participated in our challenge over the last several months, whether it's been attending webinars, learning more about fundraising strategy, completing challenges, sharing ideas. Maybe you traveled to Long Beach for NATO, and you've looked for new ways to serve your communities. So regardless of today's outcome, that's an investment that's going to continue paying off for years to come. And what we're excited about is that today's gift, this one gift, could absolutely change a community. Just like a strong annual campaign can shape the way that your Y shows up for your community each year. This grant could send a child to camp, more than one child, frankly. It could help provide swim lessons for your aquatics program. Maybe it'll help a few families in need who couldn't otherwise afford the Y. But what excites us even more than today's gift is, helping you all create thousands of those gifts. Really, our bigger goal here is to help every YMCA create the kind of fundraising program that raises far more than $25,000 year after year. So, through this challenge, we hope that you picked up on an idea, a strategy, a new friendship, something that can help grow your fundraising, deepen your relationships with your donors, and create even more impact in your community. And as we've worked with more and more YMCAs over the last several years, we've noticed something. The organizations that are seeing the most fundraising growth aren't necessarily working harder, burning the midnight oil. They're making things easier and making it easier for people to give. They're making it easier for their staff to steward donors, and they're building fundraising into the everyday rhythm of their organization. And that's exactly where Funraise tends to partner with YMCAs. It's to help them create better online giving experiences, stronger annual campaigns, more efficient donor stewardship, and modern automated pledge processes. And we're seeing that play across in our YMCA partners. On average, they're retaining 78% of their monthly donors year over year. That's about 10% higher than the industry benchmark. Some of that comes, of course, from the technology, sure, but a lot of it just comes from making it easier for donors to stay connected through things like automated card updates, recurring gift upgrades, and giving staff better visibility into who and what needs attention. To put those numbers into perspective, I'll give you one example here. YMCA of Greater Long Beach, they've become one of the strongest fundraising programs that we work with in the YMCA space. Over the last several years, they've more than doubled their online fundraising. They've built a community of over 5,000 donors and have engaged over 600 peer-to-peer fundraisers. If you've heard me talk at all about YMCA fundraising, you've probably heard me talk about peer-to-peer. It is personally my favorite way to fundraise. But what I love most isn't just the dollars they've raised, it's that they've built a fundraising program that's repeatable. Every year they're coming to the stage here to create more advocates, more recurring donors, and more people that are invested in their mission. And that's really what success looks like. So all that to say, I just want to say thank you to everyone for being here. I've gotten to know a lot of YMCA professionals over the last several years, and even more so, through this challenge. And, one of the things I've learned about YMCA leaders is that your job descriptions are unique. You're running successful campaigns, you're helping with summer camp, you're managing donor stewardship, and it's not uncommon for me to have gotten an email saying, "Hey, I'm actually working on a pool maintenance issue. Let's reschedule for later today." So, my hats are off to you all. You really do wear multiple hats, and my hope is that not only will this gift help impact your community, but our support, our resources, the things that we can provide can hopefully help you create more impact in your communities as well. So again, thank you for letting Funraise and Daxco play a small part in that journey. With that, I'm going to hand it over to Nick for a few remarks. And then before we announce, he'll have a few remarks before we announce today's winner. Nick, I can just keep screen sharing and you can tell me when to advance. And then we'll get to the exciting part where we'll pass it over to Justin for our Wheel of Fortune and have an exciting drawing here. But Nick, mic's over to you now.
Yeah, Danny, it's a tough act to follow. And I would just say I'm between and you're between a big donation and some slides. And so I don't want to make this heavy. So I'm going to go fairly quickly.
Sure.
For those of you that don't know, Daxco has been serving this market for decades. I personally have been involved at Daxco for 14 years. Many of you may have met you, and if I have, thank you. It's good to see you again. But two, the thing that Danny stressed, and I'm going to double click on that is, you power health and wellness around the world. Our vision at Daxco is that, we contribute to that, but you really do the work. And so one of the things that we've really started to think about is trying to bring, we say AI here, but it's really Daxco's services to serve you in all the different areas that you are delivering. And one of the areas into next gen solutions we're thinking about is how do we become more extensible through AI, but also through partnership. And so out of the gate here, I want to highlight the partnership is so critical with us, with groups like Funraise to actually deliver on a true integrated partnership, which is really important to us. And so if you go to the next slide, what I want to highlight is a couple of areas that we have really started investing in. One is real-time dashboards and visibility. Why would you say you're pulling that up in fundraising? The reality is, as your Y is serving members around your communities, it's understanding where, how, and are you driving impact? And then how also are you able to do more of the good and less of the bad? And one of the things that we try to do is to bring that forward, and we're trying to advance that further so that you can figure out how can you grow your community and grow who's involved, even in contributing to your annual campaigns and or donating. I like it as they go through their normal day through membership. And so going to the next slide, one of the things we started to do, and it was mentioned by Danny as well, how do we make sure that when they want to give you money, it's easy for them to give you money? Whether that's happening with your, different platforms, we need to make that really simple, really useful. And so some recent advancements is one, moving people to ACH, which is a lower cost of acceptance, which gives more money back to you serving your communities. How do we leverage those tools? Digital wallets are becoming the norm. Everybody doesn't want to pull their credit card out, making that really easy. And then the last part is how do you monetize checks? Meaning we could help you monetize, even if they give you a check for your donation, we can help monetize those things in some ways. Looking at the next slide, the other areas, so where do they connect with you? So one is really bringing that forward in our mobile applications, and you're going to see AI begin to show up in your mobile applications. What do you want to do today as a member? How do you better engage with the why? How do you make smart recommendations, right? Those are things that are really critical, but then also the analytics that come on the back end is one thing, how many of your members on reoccurring draft have added $5, $10, $15 donations while that is incurring. And that's why these integrations are so critical. Daxco is trying to say, how do we bring that into our tech with a partner, not just being, well, that's separate. That's a separate portal. It's a separate place. How do we begin to work together as one ecosystem to the member experience? And so really critical as we show these different technologies, that's our intent and our goal. Looking at the next slide. Really the one that's at the center is really important. So Daxco, unified membership and program data, but also that it's an open partnership. And one of the things that's critical that the market hears from us and that we is how do we make our systems extensible to third-party applications to make the really ecosystem friendly to your members and to those that want to donate to your organization. Whether that's an event that you can book through Daxco, or it is literally the fundraise campaign that fully would operate in a partner ecosystem. We want that simplified for your member experience and your donor experience. So the next slide, and I believe that's it. On this one is really thinking about Daxco and Funraise. Us together really is a stronger platform. Um, and I wanted to highlight that. So zero double entry, gifts flowing from Funraise to Daxco. So it's not just them pulling data out of our systems. It's actually us giving them back the information as well. And then one view of every supporter. So each gift lands in membership giving history, so that you can actually in the future look at AI. What does a normal donor also do within the Y in the future? Is the AI and data functionality we'll be able to pull together and give you a more holistic view of the member. And then books and reconciliation cleanup. Why do you want to enter it in two places? And also, how do you make sure you're tracking everything correctly? How do we continue to tighten that integration so that that becomes easy for the work you need to do every day? And so this has been a great partnership, but again, it's not about us. It's about what you do in your communities every day. And then we're going to turn it over to, I guess, back to you, Danny, to talk about what do we do next to celebrate the success of all of you out there, but one of you is going to get a donation. So we'll go from there.
Absolutely. Thank you, Nick. I think
Yeah.
we're very much aligned in the way that you all approach membership and streamlining efficiencies at YMCAs in the way that we approach the donor
Yep.
management side of things. So we're really glad to be partnered with you. And again, so excited to be able to give a gift to a YMCA here today. I'm going to stop sharing and I'm actually going to hand over the mic to you, Justin. You aptly named are going to be managing our wheel selector here to choose our winner today. So you're welcome to share your screen and we'll be selecting a winner here very shortly. Um, what we'll do too, once that winner has been selected, please shout your name out in the chat, raise your hand. I can unmute you if you want to yell and celebrate or say I'm here. Do catch our attention because we want to know that you're here and that you've seen that you're in attendance and that you know that you've won. And of course, then we'll be in touch with you to discuss next steps. But with that said, Justin, over to you.
Awesome. Thank you, Danny and Nick. Thank you everyone for joining. It has been a super fun campaign over the last 6 months. And just as a reminder, this campaign was designed in partnership with Daxco, really to hopefully enable sort of that fundraising muscle and so all of the challenges were designed around things that would be strategic for just your own fundraising enablement. And so, just as a reminder, as to how the campaign actually worked, throughout sort of the 6 months, we provided opportunities for every YMCA around the world to participate, whether that was in webinars, whether that was working sessions at NATO, demos of new products, and so forth. Every opportunity to join one of those challenges, and they received challenge points. And so, as you can see here on the leaderboard, the number of challenge points represents the number of entries that you will have on the wheel. And so that's how sort of it works. St. Cloud Area Family YMCA will be on the wheel 23 times, giving them potentially a greater probability of winning the $25,000. So that's how the challenge works. And again, leading up for the past month, we've been sharing information on how to collect this sort of prize. One of the requirements is you had to be on this call. And so when I spin the wheel, we'll celebrate, and hopefully that YMCA is present on the call. So we'll definitely be, give it a few seconds to make sure that we have a confirmed winner. There's only one exception to that rule, and that's for all of our friends in Canada, since today is a national holiday. So if it is a Canadian YMCA and they're not present, they will be able to win the prize, given it's a holiday in Canada. Okay, you guys are probably ready for us to end the talking and start the spin. And so here is the wheel, which represents all of these colors on the wheel, basically represents all of the entries. that have been entered for the prize. And so I'm going to spin it, and we'll give it a shot. Danny, if you could be on the lookout for any of the any comments or messages from the winner here, that would be super helpful. But let's spin the wheel and announce the $25,000 winner. The last thing I'll say, the winner will be reached. We'll reach out to the winner today in terms of next steps, collecting the prize as well. So no need to do anything after this call. We'll reach out directly to the winner of this prize. So with that said, I'm going to spin it, and we're going to celebrate one of the YMCAs who participated on this campaign. And there it goes. I'm getting nervous myself.
We need
Justin, you have the funnest job. You got to click the button.
I got the easiest, I know. I got the easiest job. All right,
oh,
YMCA of Hot Springs, Arkansas. Are they present on the call? Do we have a winner? Do we have a winner? Or are we spinning again?
If you are here, please raise your hand or say something in the chat. Otherwise, we will be spinning again.
Let me take a look at Anna Love is the okay. So is Anna Love? I think Anna Love would be the individual representing this YMCA. Do we have a winner? Not here, it looks like. I'm looking on our backstage command center, and it looks like YMCA of Hot Springs unfortunately is not collecting. Let's give it maybe 3 to 5 more seconds, Danny. I'm going to talk with the back room to make sure. And it looks like, based on our attendance records, we don't see anybody from YMCA of Hot Springs, Arkansas on the call. And so I think good news for the rest of you on the call. We get another go at this. So here we go. I'm going to spin it.
All right. The suspense continues.
All right, here we go. Let's spin it again. And here is the second spin. Hopefully this individual is present. Who do we have? Stevens Family YMCA. Do we have a winner? Are they present?
Looks like we're looking for Mindy.
Mindy Brand.
Are you here? Whew.
Wow.
The suspense continues, I'll tell you.
I did not see this coming. $25,000 on the line. All right, we'll give it a few more seconds.
Keep spinning. Victoria's like, keep spinning. She's like, we're not. Yeah.
All right, here we go. Yeah, we have confirmation that they did not attend the webinar, so we are going to spin again, and hopefully third time is the charm. Here we go. For $25,000, folks, all you had to do was attend the webinar. That is it. Hopefully we've got a winner on this spin. Oh, YMCA of Greater Long Beach. Are they present?
I saw someone in the chat.
Mariana is here. Yeah, Mariana. So we've got a winner. YMCA of Greater Long Beach. Congratulations. We have she's joined. Is she going to share some words?
Yes, I'm here.
Yay! Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Amazing. Well, thank you for joining, and on behalf of your Y, you guys have just won a $25,000 donation from Daxco and Funraise, and so we're excited to see that donation be put to good use, however your YMCA sees fit. And hopefully this is just the beginning. We'd love to continue partnering aside along all of you in the community, and maybe more campaigns like this to come. But I think we are here on half of the hour, and probably a good time to say goodbye, Danny, unless there's any parting words on your end. But we'll be in touch with YMCA of Greater Long Beach to collect this donation. And again, thank you all for participating. Back to you, Danny.
Yeah, that's it. I have no parting words. Congratulations, YMCA of Greater Long Beach. quite ironic since we were chatting about you all earlier today. And
Yes.
what a year for you having hosted NATO this year. And I see lots of congratulations coming through the chat. The YMCA Association community rocks. And thank you all for being in attendance and bearing with us as we drum rolled. That was some nerve-wracking spins there, but we're really excited. You all are all winners and doing great work. And we hope you all have a safe, cool 4th of July. And Mariana will be in touch.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, everybody. Have a great day.